Robert Cedeno, the host of the Process to Purpose podcast. Again, we're here to help inspire, motivate, and encourage others to find their purpose through the process of spirituality, health, and wealth, using godly principles and values to break through to the life that God has called us to live. Again, go subscribe to us and give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and any other platform where you can find podcasts. Here's the next episode.
Commitment with consistency. And you may be thinking, wait, bro, didn't you already do one on commitment and consistency? Yes, I did. But here's the thing. The audio didn't come out very well. So we're going to have to do it all over again. And this is now 2 months later, I want to say, maybe 3 months later from the time that I recorded that one. So a couple of things have changed, but I'm going to be basically using the same outline. We're going to be talking about similar things, but how things are now changing and how I'm becoming a lot more consistent with my commitments. Does that make sense? Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Use water. So I hope you guys are doing good. I know it's been a while. The last time we were on here, I had a beard. I had a full-on beard, right? I shaved it. I shaved it completely for the first time in the last 6 years. Was the first time. Usually I trim it down to maybe about this size. When I got married, it was at this size, but I trimmed it all the way down. I lost about 45 pounds. I'm back up maybe about 10 now, but that's not a big deal. I actually been lifting every single day, and it's just eating really good. I've been carbing up. I'm gonna be starting keto fairly soon, but I'm gonna commit to it. See what I did there? We're talking about commitment with consistency, guys. So last time I shared this was I shared the the definition. I don't know why I cannot think of the word right now, but the definition of commitment: the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause or activity. Activity being the key word, right? And then the definition of a consistency is conformity in the application of something, right? That's typically an action, typically that which is necessary for the sake of logic, right? Something that's logical. Right? Just breaking it down for you guys. Accuracy or fairness, right? So the something that I see here with being consistent is an action, right? And earlier I did an IGTV, and I did an IGTV on just doing it, right? So I'm wearing the shirt so you guys can see it says just do it. Well, I decided just to start doing things, right? Start doing the podcast, start doing IGTVs, go out there, start door knocking, right? But I knew I needed a system to be able to be consistent with it, right? Because it's really easy to come up with a commitment. I can just say right now, hey, I'm going to commit and I'm going to go to the moon. And I'm committed. Well, what are you going to do to get to the moon, right? You got to take the right actions. You got to take the right training. You got to get the right finances. Whatever the case is, like there's actions that have to be taken and be able to meet that commitment that you set. So it's more than just a commitment. I think you really need the consistency part behind the commitment, right? Because without the consistency part and the action, there's no commitment. It's just something you say. So, we've all struggled with commitment. I've struggled with a lot of commitments, right? And then especially before, I don't know if it's especially or especially something like Hispanics say, but that's why I grew up saying especially. Side note, so there's a lot of things that I said, hey, I'm going to commit to, right? Before, things that I always say, hey, I'm going to commit to is like, hey, I'm going to lose the weight. And sometimes I lose it, sometimes I wouldn't, whatever. But the thing is, I wasn't consistent enough when I would actually lose the weight. I would go back up because there was no consistency there. I wasn't committed enough to be able to say, hey, I'm going to keep the weight down, right? There's times where I say, hey, I'm going to stop smoking. I'm going to stop smoking. I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to stop doing this. Whatever the case is, whatever I felt like I needed to do. Nothing wrong with those things. If you do them, whatever. That's your conviction. That's great. But for me, I wanted to stop doing these things, right? And I would say, hey, I'm going to commit to it. This is the year, New Year's, I always mess this up. New Year's resolution. New Year's resolution, right? Yeah, there we go. Right, I would say I'm gonna do this, right, and then I would go 2 weeks. Like, man, I'm going strong, right? I haven't had a drink in 2 weeks, man. I'm going strong. I'm moving. I'm shaking. And then from there, on the third week, I say, well, you know what? I'm just gonna go hang out with my buddies. I won't drink. I won't smoke. I won't do any of that stuff. The consistency wasn't there, man, because I was trying to be consistent with that, and the commitment will fall apart. I'll start drinking. I'll be like, man, the temptation's there. I'm still gonna do it. Like, yeah, I won't hurt, right? But because I wasn't consistent with what I was trying to do. When I stopped drinking this last time and stopped smoking, I did separate myself from my friends. I separated myself and said, hey, you know what, guys? I love you guys. You guys are awesome, but I just can't hang out for this time being, for the season. For the season, until I get myself right into where I want to get, I'm not going to come around. And I didn't. And I did separate myself, and it hurt. It sucked, but I had to do it so I could meet that commitment. Now I can hang out with my friends, and if they drink, or, you know, I'm not hanging out with people who are smoking in front of me, but if they're drinking around, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have an issue. I don't have to be like, oh man, I want beer. No, I'm good, you know? So that's what it took, though. It took some consistency of separating myself from those people. This sounds so bad, right? Those people, like, if they're really bad people, but they're really not. They're really amazing. That wasn't what I was trying to do. Also, I've committed to going to church, right? I would commit. I show up for a couple of weeks. I was like, hey, there's no change here. Well, something, there's something going on here. What's going on? And I would fail. And then there's things that I recently committed to, like getting down to 190. So getting down to 190 has been interesting. I was in a weight loss challenge. Man, it's really hot in here, and I'm drinking coffee. There's a weight loss challenge, and I decided, hey, I'm going to get down to 190, right? I've been saying this 190 thing for the last couple of years, and I just haven't been able to get there. I haven't been able to do it because why? One, I haven't been consistent enough. Obviously, I'm not eating the right foods. I'm working out enough. I'm just not eating the right foods that I'm supposed to be eating. But I say, hey, I'm going to get down to 190, right? I lost 45 pounds in this challenge. I got down to 203, the closest I have ever been to 190. But now, since the challenge has been over, I've gone back up. Now I'm sitting around 213, 215, which is not bad. I still feel good at that weight, and I'm still working out every single day, but the consistency with my diet hasn't been there. So guess what? My wife and I say, hey, next week we're going to go into keto. So we're doing keto next week, right? We got to figure out systems. So, and I'm going to talk about these different systems that you can use and what's helping me, so you can get something out of this, right? So with the commitments I've made, and sorry, I'm getting a little stuck here because I did write this outline 3 months ago, but what I told myself was like, hey, I'm going to stop making excuses and just do it, right? So that's one of the things I said, hey, I've been making way too many excuses with this whole committing to the podcast. The podcast has been one of the huge ones, right? And we tend to make excuses, and a lot of the times we're making excuses because we have fear. We're afraid we're gonna fail. We're afraid we're gonna let people down. We're afraid we're gonna look dumb, right? We're afraid of what other people think. So because of those fears, we stop being consistent. And I gotta tell you guys, man, we gotta knock that off, because I get that all the time, right? With door knocking, I've committed to door knocking. I said this earlier. I committed to door knocking 50 doors 5 times a week for the next 3 months, right? That's 250. That's 250 doors. What is that? That's 250 doors per week. So I think I did the math. It was 3,000 doors in 12 weeks, right? So I'm gonna hit 3,000 doors no matter what, and I have a system for it now. But before, I've always committed to holding a certain amount of open houses, doing a certain amount of door knocking, but I've always failed. But also because of the fear, right? Going back to fear, I got a little lost there. I've always been scared, like, man, what are these people gonna think when I'm door knocking? What are they gonna think when I go to the door? They don't want me to bug them. So I'm so worried. I'm so caught up about what everybody else thinks that it paralyzed me from being. or having any consistency with what I'm trying to accomplish. Does that make sense? Is that ringing a couple of bells here? Because that's what happens with me, right? Door knocking with my business, taking the right actions. I'm so focused and I'm so afraid of what other people are thinking that it just kind of paralyzes me. And I'm tired of feeling like that. So what I've done is, we all have systems, right, that we have to follow, right? Think about it this way. We need systems to develop habits. I really believe that we need systems to develop habits, right? And with these systems, and you create these amazing habits, and then later you won't need them, right? So like it's kind of like brushing your teeth. It's kind of weird, but if you think about it, you brush your teeth every day. Well, I hope you brush your teeth every single day, right? You brush your teeth. Boom, boom, boom. You brush your teeth. What happens, right, if you don't brush your teeth for a whole week? You're gonna stink. You're gonna smell bad, right? But because you're consistent with every single day, I hope it don't smell that bad. But like you're pretty clean, right? But because there was a system in place where your parents, your grandparents, whoever raised you, your wife, I don't know if you started brushing your teeth when your wife came in, but there's a system there that said, hey, this person's holding me accountable, saying, hey, have you brushed your teeth? Have you brushed your teeth? Have you brushed your teeth? So now I just developed this habit. Well, same thing with the systems that I've implemented, the systems with the 122 challenge, coaching, accountability coaching, right? The disciplines that I'm putting in is helping me stay consistent with what I'm doing. So everybody knows about the 122 challenge, right? So I've been consistent with my working out. I went 200 straight days of working out in a row, and then I got really sick. I missed 5 days, and then I'm back on now. I'm on day 40. What's today? Tuesday. Yeah, I'm on day 44 today. So day 44 of working out every single day for the last, a little over 6 weeks. Same thing with 4 a.m. I had got to day 38. Waking up before 4 a.m., day 38, because of the 122 challenge. Now I'm on, and then I got sick, and so I stopped 5 days, but I came back on, and now I'm on day 44 as well. Same thing with my development time. Everybody knows what I do for my development time. I say it all the time. I think my wife's a little tired of me saying it all the time. She's like, okay, I get it. You do a lot of stuff with your development time. But anyways, I'm on day 238. So I'm looking at my board over here. So I'm on day 238. Right. But I'm able to be on that day because I developed a system where now it's just a habit. I do it every single day. I still track it because it's kind of fun and I don't want to miss that. That's the whole point. Right. But I'm doing it every single day. And then when my business now, I started implementing things for my business and social media with the 122 challenge, my marriage. So I implemented all these systems to be able to help me out with those things. There's a couple I actually failed on. And I keep failing on, and I failed on them, and I failed, and I failed, and I failed. But I'm trying to get better at it, right? But I have these systems in place now, and then there's like coaching that I pay for my business, right? And then we track our numbers every day. Tracking probably has changed everything for me this year. Knowing my metrics, knowing my numbers, doing all that good stuff, it really has changed the way I seen that, because now there's somebody seeing me, someone looking at me saying, man, hey, you can't hide now. Like, the numbers are there. Like, you have to be consistent, right? There's a system in place to be consistent. I gotta give my numbers to somebody every single day, and it's on a spreadsheet, and everybody gets to see it, right? Hector knows what I'm talking about. What's going on, Hector, by the way? And then so it really changed everything. So I said, man, I got this brilliant idea. Like, hey, man, why don't we do this for people and their finances, right? So I want to help people with their finances. And if they want to save for a home, they want to get out of debt, they want to save money, they want to take their family on a trip, whatever the case is, I want to be able to help them with that through accountability, right? And I have almost the same system that I'm doing with them. And I feel like it's really going to help people because their accountability is there, and they have to be consistent of what they're doing. And then also with other things in my life that I've been struggling with just recently, I have this board that, most of you guys can't see it over here, but I have my weekly to-dos, and I have to hit these weekly to-dos a certain amount of times. And I've been failing because it's on the board. I don't write it in. So what I did is I did an Excel sheet and I said, okay, this is how many times I have to do these things. This is the result. So now I know exactly what I have to do to be able to become successful, or at least test it out, and I get to track it. Right now, I'm going to be consistent on what I think is going to drive results. Right, because this is the problem. And this is where I want to go with this. This is the problem, that I've been so focused. I've been so focused on the results. I've been result oriented instead of action oriented, right? Instead of being consistent oriented. Does that make sense? I really hope that makes sense, because it's making sense right now. It says, wait, you're so focused on the results, right? And your goals, and which is great. It's a great thing, but you're so focused on the results. Well, how about you just focus on doing daily actions, doing the things daily that are going to get those results. They're going to drive those results, instead of looking at this big goal that you have, which I do anyways. But I look at this goal sometimes and I'm like, man, is that really attainable? Am I really going to get there? And I start panicking and I say, the escrow falls apart. And I'm like, man, what am I going to do? And then this person doesn't want to be on my podcast. What am I going to do? Instead of just focusing like, man, I'm going to take it one day at a time. I'm going to focus on this, and this, and this. And we're going to get it done. And that's going to develop some really good consistency and some good momentum, right? And I really had to sit back when I was thinking about this, like, man, I gotta figure something out, because this is getting a little wild right now. I'm not doing enough podcasts. I'm not doing enough social media. I'm not doing enough prospecting, follow-up. Even with follow-up has been crazy. I have a crazy story. With follow-up, I did follow-up the other day, right? I was like, man, I gotta do something, and I'm mad. I was like, I gotta do follow-up. So I go and I start doing follow-up. And I call these people. Hey, how's it going? It's been like, a couple of weeks since I last spoke to you. Has my lender helped you? Has this person helped you? Whatever the case is. And they're like, hey, we're already in escrow. All right, cool. Well, congratulations. Right? I keep calling. Next person. Hey, man, I met you in an open house a while back. And I'm just wondering if you're still looking to buy a home this year. Oh, man. I just closed escrow 2 weeks ago. What? What are you talking about, right? I call another person. We're calling. Oh, you know what? I end up going up north. We were opened up escrow up north. And I'm just ready. I'm like livid, dude. And it's nobody's. I'm taking 100% responsibility for it. Call another person. I think this last person was lying to me. He's like, yeah, no, we already bought a house. I think he was lying because I've been like following up with him pretty good. But the other people just kind of slipped through the cracks because I wasn't focused, and I was more worried about the results and doing other things than actually doing the right activities daily. So, I mean, we're talking about thousands of dollars that I just lost, right? That I could have received if I was just doing what I needed to do. And it hit me, man. I was like, man, dude, I gotta do something, man, because I'm not getting the results I want because I'm so focused on the results instead of just focused on being consistent, man. So that's what I want you guys to understand, man, is we got to do something to become a little bit more consistent. And, there's different ways. Coaching, 122 challenge. There's other systems out there that you can probably find, but that's what I'm using right now. 122 challenge, and then I'm tracking everything I'm doing weekly, and then I'm tracking what I'm doing daily. I'm tracking my calories every day. I track my weight every day. So I'm literally tracking what I do with my wife. I'm talking about like everything with my wife. I'm tracking it all. So I'm intentional about what I'm doing. I'm not just showing up and just saying, all right, well, what am I going to do today? It looks good. Yeah. No, yeah. He's definitely right, because people fall through the cracks, man. So it's not, I can't live that way anymore. And now, I still developed a system where I prep my day the day before. I schedule it out. I time block. I set my clothes aside so I don't have to worry about it in the morning. So, yeah, guys, if you guys ever struggling with anything, ask somebody, find a mentor. acquire more knowledge, read more books, reach out to me if there's any way that I can help. And if you're looking to, get some help with your finances, man, hit me up, man. I want to be able to help you out. I really do, man. So that's it. That's about it, guys. We're going to be consistent. We're going to ramp up this podcast. We're going to get it going again. And, it's going to be a good year. It's going to be a good year. The first quarter of this year was really tough. But that's it. I'm done making excuses. I'm done, saying I'm going to do that, saying I'm going to do this. No, it's time to be consistent, to be committed, and to do it with a purpose and to be intentional. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys got something out of today. I love you guys. I can't wait to have a next guest. If you guys know anybody that wants to come on and will fit, and it's the right, fit. It always has to be the right fit. It has to have the same, principles, same values. If it's the right fit, let's get them on here so we can help educate some people, help get some people going. I'm excited about life. I want to help you get going. All right, guys. If nobody loves you, Jesus loves you. Thanks for being on.